Update 15 is finally here with the new track Bathurst. And what does that mean for us all? Well, over in career mode, the Australia Tour is where you're going to experience the story of the legend of the Australian motoring culture. Going to be competing in high performance V8 powered supercars in the Forza AUS series in featured multiplayer, where Bathurst is going to be exclusive for the duration of the Australia month. Rolling starts expand to additional spec series, whilst the Nordschleife and the Nürburgring full circuit have been added to select open series events. Update 15 is also going to introduce the ability to upgrade cars in featured multiplayer open events, changes to the safety rating system, and a ray trace global eliminations for players on high-end PCs. So what else is coming with Update 15? Well, during replay and spectate mode, instead of having a black screen when changing cars and things like that, you're going to have a transitional fade whenever possible, so it'll be closer to a blink of an eye rather than having a freeze frame adjustment. They've also adjusted the safety rating, so recent races have smaller fluctuations on your safety rating overall. They have also increased the number of races it takes to affect your safety rating. So before, when it first came out, it was 10. They upped it to 20 races. Now it's going to be up to 50 races. Updated Forza GT division cars in showroom to reflect their division and feature multiplayer, so GT2, GT3, GT4, Forza AUS, and Forza T/A. They've also updated the driver tar AI to reduce erratic and unrealistic braking behaviors around players. So that's going to be very interesting to see if that has improved the AI's ability to drive a car. Furthermore, on Forza AI, Update 15 introduces a new model for Forza race regulations. This brings in a slight reduction to false positive penalty assignment, taking tyre wear into account when computing time gained for off-track penalties, and fixes an issue where the player could be disqualified by going off track prior to crossing the start or finish line. I think that's actually brilliant news, really, because sometimes you can have a fade in tyre, you take the same corner you've done for the last 5 laps perfectly fine, go sliding off track by a pixel, and you absolutely get hammered for it, and that's extremely frustrating. I know exactly what you mean. And going off track before the start and finish line, well, if a car in front of you has failed to start the race and you have to get around that car, sometimes you do have to go off track, and getting disqualified for that is absolute BS. And I think it's about time they sorted that issue out. Looking deeper into the car upgrade and feature multiplayer, this is brilliant news as well. So custom upgrade and quick upgrade functionality are now accessible within the featured multiplayer events for the series, allowing open series, cycle class series, and multi-class series. So if you want to tune your car without having to back out fully back to the main menu, you're able to do so, providing you are within the PI limits. So that is absolutely brilliant news. So what does the Aussie Classics in Australian Tour give you? Australian Classic racing culture embodies a passion of integrity, speed and adventure. Race in the Australian Tour with V8 supercars, Australian saloons and Aussie Classics and sports utes. V8 supercars, which you get to choose between the 2017 Ford Shell V-Power Racing Team Falcon and the Holden Walkinshaw Performance V8 Commodore, and compete with V8s from around the world. This is what the next few weeks are going to look like in the multiplayer series. I do like the idea of the Forza endurance race in Australia. It's going to be absolutely insane, and it's going to be an absolute blast to drive. Let me know what you all think down in the comments below, but let's head over to Eagle Rock now and do a NASCAR race here, because I haven't done one at Eagle Rock yet, because that track is very, very small for a NASCAR race. And I thought, you know what, why not? It can only go wrong several different ways. Pretty much like that, as you can see happening in front of me right now. Taking up the inside line, we are now up to position 5. And this track is certainly not about speed, but it's about what you can carry through a corner and get out the other side. So yeah, and you also don't want to hit the wall, because that will dreadfully slow you down, as you can see to what happened to my car to the right hand side. You also have to be mindful of incidences like that. But if the car does hit the wall, they can actually rebound off the wall and take you out. So if you do see a car headed towards the wall like I did, be mindful that a bounce effect may come into play and they will bounce you back off the track. So we are now up to position 4 and trying to catch up to AXA 4 brooms up in front. Trying to, well, we're 1.4 seconds away, and MK Boss 16 behind is also gaining upon us. So we do have to be mindful of that. So we have to get the power down and out of the way. They're getting on us quite quickly, and I don't think the tune I have for this car is perfectly optimized for this track. Unless they have a different set of tires on. I have chosen to go hard, and hopefully the hards will make the track last. At least one pit stop will be needed, and that's what I'm hoping for. More pit stops equals more time off the road, which in turn may not be beneficial. You all know I like to play the long game rather than a quick game. So we are actually losing time from AX4X brooms up in front, and we've actually lost a bit of time thankfully to MK Boss 16 behind. A little bit more by the looks of it, so hopefully that will keep happening as we go around. We are on lap 5 at the moment. We are a little bit off our best time, but that's quite negligible. I can kind of get that back in that, let's say, this sector. But they are having a bit of a battle behind, and while they're battling behind, they are getting away from me, which is what matters the most. Sadly though, more so losing time from the cars up in front. Position 1 1969 Torino is 6 seconds ahead as I go into the wall again, and Brooms is now 3.2 seconds ahead, while the car behind, the green one, is also gained quite quickly for this section, so that is never a good sign either. Really, it is a strength of cornering abilities and consistency, this track, two of which I'm not great at. Consistency I have improved at over the years, but it's really hard to be perfectly consistent, especially when you got someone that's giving you a little love kiss in the rearview mirror, and distractions like that really, it's kind of hard just to focus on what you're doing as well, and making sure you're hitting the right turning points at the right time, in the right speed and everything like that. And that's what this track really benefits from. While obviously the lot bigger ovals, yes, it's all about speed and things like that. Cornering ability isn't mattering as much because you can make it back. As you can see, the green car managed to make it through. Now, sometimes it's worth choosing a battle, sometimes it's worth surrendering on the battle, and I chose to take the outer line and surrender on that battle and try and learn something what they're doing different to what I'm doing. And what they did and what I did just then, they didn't hit the wall, I did, certainly wasn't beneficial towards myself. So we are now down to position 5. But hopefully they may hit a wall again and that'll slow them down. I do have maximum front downforce, and I've added quite a lot of rear downforce to try and keep this car a bit more stable coming through the corners. I think I've got the rear downforce about 3/4, between half and 3/4 downforce. So it wasn't maximum or anything like that. It does seem to be cornering much better. But again, like I say, I don't know what the other tyre strategies the other cars are on. So they could be, again, like I say, on medium tyres, where they're really benefiting for the first X amount of laps, and then the trade-off is later on they're going to be absolutely slow as anything. Or they could all be on hard tyres, and I've just got a really terrible tune on this car for this kind of track. Who knows? Just noticed the car behind me, the blue Mustang, has a 0.3 second penalty, but they are 0.7 seconds away. Sadly though, position 4 is almost 1 second away, and I'm not too sure who that car is. There may well be a car from behind us. It is quite easy to lap on here because there's only 27 seconds per lap. And if that's position 4, that is position 8. Okay, yeah, so we're lapping. We're lapping Big Daddy. That's what I mean. It is quite easy to lap. It's not a big track whatsoever, and thankfully it hasn't got a kink in it, else that would have been another level of chaos that I could not be wanting to deal with right now. As we're coming around here, we are doing alright. Thankfully, MK Boss behind is losing a bit more time. Sadly, the car in front isn't losing enough time. I have a feeling they're on hard tyres as well. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to gauge what everybody else is on by looking at what my tyre condition is like. And I don't want to pit too early, but our offside or right hand side front tyre is getting quite worn. And we are only on lap 14. You know, I want to pit halfway through the race. I don't want to pit more than once in this race. So I am getting a bit nervous, shall we say, at the precise moment. While MK Boss has also managed to massively gain a bit of time. Now they're 0.5 seconds away. And I've lost a lot of time for P1 though. We're down to 14 seconds almost away from position 1. That is an insane amount of time. Not good news, really. Not good news. But hopefully we can make this all work out in our favour in the end. Like I said, we do have another 30 laps to go. And it's anybody's game until then. I could crash by then and be all the way down to position 8 or 9. While I could also, everybody in front could also crash or quit. And I can win position 1. It'd be in vain, but, you know, if everybody quits, I've won. I don't know. Coming round in now, the tyre's going to be on minor wear soon, isn't it? And I really want to get it to at least lap 22, 24-ish, something like that. So we may have a problem. Not too sure. There's only one way to find out, really. But I keep on going. And keep on going we shall. Thankfully, position 4 isn't gaining away from us. They're now 0.6 seconds away. So their tyres could be far more worn than mine. Bearing in mind I am on a wheel, for them, they could be on a controller, thus a tyre wear could be greater. We're also beating our best lap time here by the looks of it. So that's a good sign as well. That's going to be a tight pit entrance, I know that much. I wonder if they just had minor tyre wear. I've just had minor tyre wear just come up. That's brilliant. They were very slow into that corner there. And yeah, the grip loss is very noticeable. Very, very noticeable. God blimey, I wasn't expecting it to be that in your face. Okay. We have still quite a fair few laps to go before we can do anything about this. So I guess going slower is the answer, because these tyres are pretty much cooked. The way they feel like they are anyway, they are dreadful at the moment. Not a good sign, but we can make it work. We can do this. Just got to keep smiling and a lot of praying. Thankfully though, MK Boss behind is 1.4 seconds away now. We are now 15 seconds away from position 1, who's called Bowling for Soup. So I'm not too sure what happened to the other person. Position in front is now 0.8 seconds away. Yeah, I wonder what happened to the position 1, because now Bowling for Soup is in... Well, they're not far off from lapping us, to be quite honest, if you're looking at it. Another 10 more seconds, they'll be behind us. Which is... sounds absolutely awful, but you bear it in mind it is a 26-second lap. Possibly 25 with a better tune like they've probably got. Or different tyres. So being lapped by lap 23 isn't sounding as bad as I would think. Funny enough though, the right hand side front tyre is now on moderate wear, where the rest of the tyres are looking pretty sweet. They still have grip, which is a good sign. And I really, really want to maximize this stint of the race and save it for later on down the line. Because, you know, I'd rather have better tyres towards the end. We are lap 23 now. I wonder if we can push it to lap 24, 25. Tassio is going in for a pit stop. I'm going to see if I can brave it on a bit longer here. AX4X Brooms up in front is 9.7 seconds away, which is quite a lot. Okay. Yeah, they don't, the back markers don't ghost, so they're going to be on better tyres than I am as I go into the wall, and I don't want to get muddled up with that either. Might as well let them take the place. They're going to be quicker than me, even though they are behind. Their tyres are in far better condition. So, yep, coming round for lap 25. I think I might pit at the end of this lap. Everybody else is in the pits, so it might not be a bad call because I'm really, really slow at the moment. And I don't think it's beneficial. I really don't. Because there's Tassio, just come out of the pits with a fresh bit of rubber on. And it's time for me to enter the pits. And whilst we're in the pits, I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Jeffrey Anderson, Andy Good, DMC Motorsport, Sigmatic, Daniel Adams, John Burns, and AK47. Thank you guys very much for supporting the channel, and if you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. As you can see, I have chosen to go for the medium set of tyres to see if I will have a better grip throughout the race, thus being faster, because why not try something new? And you can only go wrong once and I'll have to enter the pits. But I did extend the last few laps, so hopefully I won't be at too much of a detriment towards the end of the race. I don't know what the freeze frame in a bit is there, but just coming to my head actually, I should have pushed it maybe for 1 or 2 more laps, and then the medium tyres would have been better. Either way though, we are 5 laps further in than what we would have, thankfully, so hopefully these medium tyres will hold on for dear life, and it does seem better. Definitely better than what it was before. But we are 4.3 seconds away from the car up in front. Thankfully though, 11 seconds away from the car behind. We are down to position 5, so we have quite a bit of time to try and claw back. Not too sure what position that one's in. Looks like we're overtaking a Big Daddy again. So yeah, that is position 8 right there. There wasn't many of us actually in this race. I don't think this is a popular track, but you'll have to let me know down in the comment section below whether you think this track is popular or not. This is my first time on this track in this car, and there really wasn't many of us here. Tassio is now 3.6 seconds away, and we have been gaining, which is good news. But we haven't really gained from position 1, Bowling for Soup, which is 21 seconds away. That is quite a lot of time, which means they're not far off from lapping us right now. And yeah, and considering it's a 26-second lap, I think we've done quite well not to be lapped just yet. But now 3.3 seconds away from the car up in front. Tires are wearing a tiny little bit. I am kind of nervous though whether I did the right choice or not. You're gonna have to let me know down in the comments below. Was this a good idea? Really, there's only one way to find out and learn from this. And hopefully I did do the right tyre choice. The wall. 2.8 seconds away from the car up in front. And hopefully with the time clawing down like this, I might be able to gain them before my tyres wear out and overtake them. That's what I'm hoping for. Whether that will come in my favour or not, I'm not too sure. But yeah, we didn't beat our best lap time there, thanks for the wall being in the way. And yeah, 26.318 is our best up to now. I would like actually to get out of the 26 seconds and get in the low, high end of the 25s. That would be sick, that would. But I don't think I can actually make it. It's going to be quite hard. I'm going to have to take a perfect run. And I am warming up the outside front of my tyre. We are 2 temps down this lap already. That's not good. So I'm going to have to try and be a bit more precise as I go around these corners. Thankfully catching up to Tassio up in front now, who is in position 3. So someone has gone disappearing. Position 7, that was a move right there. That's what I can say. And I'm hitting the apron, which is causing the back end to step out. We did overtake Tassio, and AX4A Brooms up in front is 9.7 seconds away, while I'm not too sure what the yellow car behind is, 26 seconds. Could be position 1 trying to find their way through as well. Yeah, just coming to my head, 26.8 sounds about right. It's not easy for them to also try and find a safe way to overtake. There's also a little love kiss there right now. Well, if you're going to pass, go up the inside. Go for it, bud. Go for it. That is Bowling for Soup 16. Lapping me. It took all the way to lap 41, though. So that has definitely got to be worth hitting that like button. I managed to last out this long. But Tassio is now 1.7, 1.2 seconds away. Wow. I wonder what's happened there for them to all lose that time. I tell you what's happened to me though. My right hand side front tire is on a moderate wear. So I presume their tire could be the same actually, and they've gone medium on this race. So the latter part of the race is going to be pretty dreadful for them. But we are in position 3, and I cannot grumble at that. I think that is brilliant news. And thankfully that AX4X Broom's up in front. Come on, stay on the stuff. Thank you. No penalty. Be nice. Thank you very much. Is only 11 seconds away. Sadly though, Tassio has managed to claw a time back that I managed to get away from him with. And I have a feeling they're going to be breathing all over me now because my front right hand tire is absolutely destroyed. Which puts me at a detriment really, as they just barge their way through. No problem, bud. No problem. Nothing like doing a clean overtake because you're so desperate to get on the podium that you just barge your way through. Sadly though, I don't have the tyres to make the move back. Somehow they do, so they may have gone hard tyres. I'm not too sure. But yeah, they have managed to gain that good sweet time away from me, and I was unable to, well, I am unable to now really claw that back. Sad, isn't it, really? What can you do, eh? I could have been on the podium, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, we are, I don't think the medium tire strategy was the right one to go. I mean, I was quick overall, but this last section of the race, I mean, that front tire is on severe wear now. It's absolutely wrecked, and I'm losing a lot of time. But we did cross the line in position 4, which means that we did all right, actually. And AX4X Brooms is somehow still racing, although they were in front of me. And 1969 Torino, who was in position 1, is also behind me. Yeah, this is funky. I don't get it. Somehow I got podium. I don't know. I give up with it. It's all over the shop. I understand Big Daddy's last. That's perfectly fine. I'm bowling for Soups first, and Tassio was in front of me, but I don't understand how AX4X Brooms is now behind me but still racing. And 1969 Torino, I don't ever remember passing them, but they're behind me because they were in position 1. So, yeah, it is what it is. Thank you for watching. Great on the podium. See you all next time. Goodbye.